Hey! Welcome to first episode of English and Chill, your cozy corner to unwind, reflect, and learn English through real stories and soft thoughts. I'm your host, Lily, and today I've got one simple question for you. What is your hobby? Sounds easy, right? But be honest, did you have an answer right away? You see, I've asked this question to many people lately, and guess what? A surprising number of them paused. They looked up at the ceiling, smiled awkwardly, and said something like, I don't really have one. Does scrolling on my phone count? And I get it. Life is busy. We have jobs, school, chores, responsibilities. The world keeps asking us to be productive, efficient, impressive. Somewhere along the way, we stopped doing things just for fun. But here's the thing, a hobby is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. In today's episode, we're going to talk about why hobbies matter so much more than we think, how they help us reconnect with ourselves, how they allow us to be present even for just 15 minutes a day. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have a hobby, don't worry, I've got you. We'll explore some small, simple ways to start. No pressure, no perfection needed. So, grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's chill. So, what is a hobby, really? Most people think hobbies are just little activities you do if you happen to have free time, like painting, gardening, or learning guitar, something extra, something optional. But let me offer a different perspective. A hobby is not just an activity. It's a way to heal, grow, and reconnect with yourself. Let me ask you, when was the last time you did something just because it made you smile? Not to be productive, not to earn money, not to post on social media, but simply because it felt good. There's a special feeling that comes when you're fully focused, forgetting time, completely present. Psychologists call this state flow. It's when you lose yourself in the moment, maybe while drawing, baking, writing, even playing with clay. That feeling, that peace, that joy, that's what hobbies give us. And here's something important. You don't have to be good at it. You don't need talent, training, or even confidence. You just need a little curiosity and time. I once met a student named Hannah. She was stressed from studying, anxious about her future, and struggling with English. But one day, she remembered how much she used to love baking, so she started again, just small cookies at first. And something shifted. She felt calmer, more patient, and you know what? As her mind relaxed, her English actually improved. Her focus was stronger, her smile came back. That's the power of doing something just for joy. In a world that tells you to be busy, to achieve, to hustle, having a hobby is almost a quiet rebellion. It's how your soul breathes. Maybe you're listening that and thinking, this all sounds nice, but I don't really have a hobby. Or worse, I've never had one. First of all, that's okay. You are not broken. You are not behind. A lot of us were never taught to explore joy for its own sake. We learn to chase grades, deadlines, goals, but no one really asked what lights you up inside. So here's your permission slip. It's never too late to begin. You're allowed to start from nothing, from curiosity, from silence. Try this. Instead of asking, "What's my hobby?" ask, "What makes me lose track of time? What makes me smile, even a little? What feels like a deep breath after a long day?" A hobby doesn't have to be grand or Instagram-worthy. You don't need to build furniture or write poetry unless you want to. It can be beautifully small. Rearranging your bookshelf, watering plants, whipping up a new smoothie recipe, drawing silly doodles no one ever sees. Still counts, still healing. If you feel stuck, I invite you to try something fun. 5 little experiments. This month, test 5 new things. No pressure, no goals. Just ask yourself after each one, did this feel good in my body? Did this make my heart smile? A few gentle sparks to try. Go for a walk and take pictures of things that catch your eye. Color outside the lines, literally. Grow a tiny plant from a seed. Play one song and dance without thinking. Write a sentence each night that begins with, "Today I noticed." Your hobby doesn't need to go anywhere, prove anything, or earn praise. It's not a side project, it's a soft place to land. And maybe, just maybe, the search itself, the trying, the wondering, the small yeses, that's already where the healing begins. All right, so maybe you've thought something you'd like to try. A tiny spark of curiosity, a little what if? But then, bam, that inner voice shows up and says, "I don't have time. I'm not good at anything. What's the point?" First of all, you're not lazy. You're not uncreative. You're not alone. These are the 2 biggest blockers I hear from people, and I've felt them too. Let's talk about time. Yes, your schedule is probably full. Yes, you're juggling work, study, family, cooking, cleaning, thinking, surviving. Life asks a lot from you. But here's the quiet truth we often forget. Not all your time has to serve others. Some of it should serve you. You don't need to set aside an entire afternoon. You don't need to wait for vacation or weekends. Sometimes just 10 or 15 minutes is enough. The time it takes to scroll through Instagram, or to check your email one more time, or to watch half an episode of a show you've already seen. Could you offer one of those minutes to your soul? Try this. Right after dinner, take 15 minutes for something you love. Wake up just 10 minutes earlier, when the world is still half asleep and quiet. Pick 1 hour on the weekend and label it my time. No guilt, no to-do list, just you and what feeds you inside. Now, let's talk about skill. This one hurts the most, doesn't it? I'm not talented. I'm not creative. What if I'm bad at it? Let me tell you something that changed the way I see hobbies forever. You don't need to be good at something for it to be good for you. Read that again. You can sing off-key, paint messy, dance awkwardly, and it can still be healing, still joyful, still yours. You don't need applause. You need presence. You don't need a finished product. You need to show up. Try this. Leave little reminders around you. A sketch pad by the sofa, a notebook on the nightstand, watercolors by the window, a pair of sneakers near the door. When the tools are easy to see and reach, they stop feeling like effort. they become invitations. And most importantly, protect this space. Set a gentle boundary and say, "This is my moment." You are allowed to unplug, to be still, to do something that's just for joy. That's not selfish, it's self-care. The world may not understand, but your soul will. And remember this, you're not wasting time. You're not being lazy. You are watering the garden inside you, the quiet place where your spirit rests, plays, and begins to bloom again. So here we are. We've talked about what hobbies are, why they matter, how to find one, and how to make time, even in a noisy, busy world. But before we go, I want to leave you with something softer, something deeper. You are allowed to be a beginner. Somewhere along the way, many of us picked up the idea that if we're not good at something right away, it's not worth doing. That unless we're fast, polished, or productive, we're wasting time. But that's not true. Being a beginner is beautiful. It means you are alive, curious, willing to try, brave enough to start something new. Watch a child learning to draw. They don't care if the cat has 3 legs. They giggle when they mess up. They try again. No shame, just play. You deserve that too. You deserve to sing off-key in the shower, to plant a seed and forget to water it, to write a page full of spelling mistakes, to begin again and again. Sometimes hobbies are less about the activity itself and more about the relationship you're building with yourself, a place where you feel safe, where you can exhale, where you don't have to prove anything. And from that place, from that tiny corner of peace, the most beautiful things can grow, quietly, slowly, in your own time. So if life feels too loud, too fast, too disconnected, maybe it's time to come home to something soft, something simple, something true. A gentle reminder, you are allowed to begin again. You are allowed to enjoy something just because it brings you joy. Maybe today you'll try something new, or return to something old, or maybe you'll just sit quietly and let inspiration whisper. Your hobby is waiting, and the calmest version of you is waiting too. That's it for today's episode of English and Chill. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If you felt seen, inspired, or just a little more relaxed, I hope you carry that feeling into the rest of your day. Don't forget, you are allowed to rest, to play, to begin again. And if you do try something new, I'd love to hear about it. Or just come back next time. I'll be right here with another cup of tea and more soft English thoughts to share. Until then, be kind to yourself and keep listening to your quiet joys. Bye for now. This is Lily, signing off.